There are ways to make money in 2026 that nobody is going to teach you in school. Not your financial advisor, not your employer, not the personal finance content that tells you to make a budget and cut your streaming subscriptions and be patient and trust the process. Not that. What I am about to show you exists in the space between what is technically allowed and what most people would feel uncomfortable admitting they knew about. Some of it is completely legal. Some of it is gray. One of it, you will decide for yourself what to do with. Let's go. Method 1. The Augusta Rule. Here is something the tax code buried in Section 280A that almost nobody outside of certain accountants and business owners knows exists. If you own a home and you rent it for 14 days or fewer in a calendar year, the rental income is completely tax-free, not reduced, not reported on a lower schedule, not offset by deductions. Tax-free. You do not declare it. You do not report it. It does not exist to the IRS as income. This is called the Augusta Rule because the residents of Augusta, Georgia, figured this out decades ago. Every year, the Masters golf tournament comes to town, hotels fill up, and homeowners rent their houses to corporations and hospitality groups for $10,000, $20,000, $40,000 for the week, and they pay zero tax on it because the tax code says 14 days or fewer is not rental income. It is just your house being used temporarily. Now, here's where it gets interesting for someone who owns a business. If you are a business owner, and in 2026, that includes anyone with an LLC, a side hustle with an EIN, a freelance operation with a registered entity, you can rent your own home to your own business. Your business pays you a fair market rental rate for using your home for a team meeting, a strategy session, a content filming day, a client event. The business deducts the payment as a legitimate business expense. You collect the payment personally as rental income under the 14-day rule, tax-free. The money left the business as a deduction. It arrived in your personal account as income the IRS cannot touch. The number that moved is the same number. The tax treatment on each end is completely different. This is not a loophole someone accidentally left open. This is the tax code doing exactly what it was designed to do for the people who know it was designed to do it. Document everything. Use a fair market rate. Keep the meeting minutes. Keep the receipts. Then collect the check. Method 2. Regulatory comment writing. Go to regulations.gov right now. This is the official federal portal where every single proposed regulation across every government agency, the FDA, the EPA, the SEC, the FTC, must be published for public comment before it becomes law. This is a legal requirement. Here is the part that does not appear in any career guide or financial content you have ever consumed. Law firms pay for this. Lobbying groups pay for this. Trade associations pay between $500 and $5,000 per substantive comment to individuals who can write a coherent, factually grounded response on their behalf. Freelance regulatory comment writers exist. They are paid exceptionally well for the hours involved. They are almost impossible to find because the people hiring them do not advertise openly, and the people doing the work do not talk about it. You do not need a law degree. You need professional experience in an industry that is currently being regulated. Former healthcare worker? The FDA is always accepting comments on drug approvals. Former finance professional? The SEC publishes proposed rules on a rolling basis. Go to Upwork. Search regulatory comment writing. Go to LinkedIn. Search regulatory affairs consultant. Go to any trade association website in an industry you have spent time working in, find their government affairs contact, and email them directly. You will be the first person who thought to send it. $500 to $5,000 per comment. For work that is completely legal, completely legitimate, and almost completely unknown. Method 3. The PDF side hustle. This one exists on a spectrum. At one end, completely legitimate. At the other end, the version nobody talks about out loud, but that is generating real money in 2026 for people who have decided the line between marketing and manipulation is negotiable. Here is the structure. You identify a specific audience with a specific pain point. Single mothers trying to increase income. New graduates with student debt. People who were just laid off. You go to ChatGPT. You prompt it specifically. What are the 10 most effective strategies for a single mother to generate an additional $2,000 a month without requiring upfront capital? It gives you a list. You expand each point. You take it into Canva. You design a 20 to 30-page PDF that looks like a premium product. A cover, a table of contents, clean typography. You price it at $29, low enough to be a reflex purchase, high enough to signal value. You build a simple landing page on Gumroad or Stan Store. Now here is where the spectrum begins. The legitimate version. You join communities where your target audience lives, engage genuinely, and mention the product honestly. The gray version. You create a secondary persona profile in those communities. Someone who looks like a member, who shares the pain points, and who writes a message that sounds like a recommendation from a peer. I cannot believe this worked, but I have been using this guide for 6 weeks and I made an extra $1,400 last month. Here is the link. $29. No-brainer price. Peer recommendation. Targeted audience. Real pain point. 11 people across 10 groups at $29 each? $3,190 in 1 month. The product is real. The price is fair. The recommendation is the part that sits in the gray. You are not lying about what the product is. You are lying about who is recommending it. That distinction is where this method lives, right on the line. Legal in most interpretations. Uncomfortable in most conversations, which is exactly why it is in this video. 3 methods. One that uses the tax code the way wealthy people have always used the tax code. One that pays you to participate in the regulatory system most people do not know they are allowed to touch. One that sits on a line between a legitimate digital product business and something your conscience will need to decide what to do with. Now, tell me in the comments, which one are you actually going to try? And which one made you the most uncomfortable? Because I want to know if those are the same answer.